Really? Can you cut the mic, please? Can I ask to cut the mic, please? Can I ask?
And I cannot believe how short some people's memories are that we have the Socialist Workers' Party coming up here acting whiter than white. We know what they did. We know what they did, comrades. They covered up a and they expelled people for bringing that to attention. That's the kind of culture that they bring in. How dare they? How dare they?
We do not want any fights or arguments. Let's calm it down.
Excuse me. This is not fair. This is not fair. It's not for individuals. We are not here for.
To be more about our principles, about our ideologies, rather than relying on what label we should be. Otherwise, we fear we could be a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah. Well,
hello, my name's Mick Billy Gibson, and I'm a non-binary person. Give it up for the trans people, everybody! Thank you, comrades. And it is an honour and a privilege to be stood speaking on this podium today. The reason I am saying yes to socialism in this political statement is because as a trans comrade, as a disabled comrade, as a mad comrade, and a neurodivergent comrade.
To the option, unless you want to go back to the option, we will have to stop you.
well,
You're
I'm
not.
going on the option.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No.
So this is why we need
No, you're not. So
sortition.
you're going to have to get someone
This
who
is
will
why
speak.
we need sortition as part of the process, because it can't be left
Cut
to
the
people
mic.
who have
Cut the
particular.
mic. Cut the mic, please. You're not speaking to the option unless you speak to the.
Hi there, conference. My name is Erin from Glasgow. When this party started, it included 2 MPs who were openly transphobic, one of whom was a landlord. This party preaches unity and equality for its working class members.
I'm sorry, I need to stop you there for calling them transphobic from the rostrum. Can you please stick to the motion?
Two members who allegedly expressed transphobic views.
Because actually, I joined your party like all you did. In the summer, inspired, I built it, I paid my direct debit. You know what happened to me yesterday at 4 p.m? Email telling me I was expelled. No discussion collectively here. I have come because I don't accept that. I think we want collective decision-making running through, and this conference decides who's a member and who is not a member. We've heard the Greens might be allowed in. Why not the Socialist Worker Party? We're not an electoral party. We want to be part of.
All of that anger, it's going to be your party that whips up and mobilizes that anger. And lastly, we have to be the radicals. That's how Mamdani got himself elected. And if we're the radicals that say victory to the Palestinian resistance, that's why we should say one solution, revolution. The times here are changing.
Thank you.
Of option B to make it a fair debate.
Hello, comrades. Dominic from Croydon. There may come a time when we need to form alliance with people, but we can't, from day one, fling the door open to every sect when we don't even know what we stand for ourselves. And we need to make sure that we build our own identity. Every effort like this has failed because of the influence of tiny sectarian groups, and we need to have a proper examination of what they stand for. And I cannot believe how short some people's memories are that we have the Socialist Workers' Party coming up here acting whiter than white. We know what they did. We know what they did, comrades. They covered up a and they expelled people for bringing that to attention. That's the kind of culture that they bring in. How dare they? How dare they?
We do not want any fights or arguments. Let's calm it down.
Hello, my name's Charlie and my pronouns are they, them.
Instead, we've had stage-managed debates. about whether or not we're a socialist party or whether we're an anti-austerity party. We have not discussed a workers' wage for party officials.
Really? Can you cut the mic, please? Can I ask to cut the mic, please? Can I ask? Excuse me. Excuse me, I will not allow, I'm sorry, I will not allow people to speak outside of the motion. If he has now, excuse me, this is not fair. This is not fair. It's not for individuals. We are not here for... But for months on end, people have worked really, really hard to put this conference together. We should say thank you to those comrades instead of making unsubstantiated claims against them. So this is a time where motions are getting discussed. And if anyone carries on making unsubstantiated claims, I will cut them off. I'm really sorry. I am the chair and... You're not scaring me. I will not. You know what? As a child, I used to visit my father in the notorious Evin prison. I am not scared of you. You do not scare me.
So that we can reach out to the 850,000 people who showed a great interest in this party. We've got to win them back again. We need that data. We need the money in the branches in order to facilitate the possibility of democracy genuinely taking root in this organisation, because up until now it has been almost a complete sham.
We've talked a lot about the toxic politics of the Labour Party, but I tell you, there's some toxic politics
We
in
are
these
going to have
sects.
to turn the mic off.
Thank you, comrades.
Going to have to turn the mic off. Oh, conference. Dear, dear, dear. I was told it might be spicy.
My name is Joseph. I use she, they pronouns. I think it's most important to address people's concerns with this option, that it will allow transphobic and racist and otherwise bigoted candidates to stand in the name of your party. As we have seen with the two MPs who recently resigned after making transphobic comments.
Participant please speak to the option?
I am speaking to the option. I'm addressing people's concerns.
I
am addressing people's concerns with the option, such as to effectively speak to the option. Thank you.
But I ask you...
Now, to speak to the option, as has been requested, this is essential to fight reform and their far-right policies.
And it's blasting the Enya, so I won't be able to hear you anyway, but I can still see you. And this is nightmare fuel for me, honestly. I'm voting for option B because I believe that it will help safeguard us from ourselves. I came into this founding conference with an open mind and an open heart. I witnessed members shouting over and intimidating speakers, booing at comrades when they disagree with them. Sorry. I've also witnessed prominent and impassioned subgroups who make up the whole of your party coaching each other on how to be disruptive to this process as possible.
Yesterday, we gathered with over 50 comrades and we walked together to the Standing Order Committee room to raise our point of order, to have the workers' wage motion debated in conference. As of this morning, the workers' wage motion, one of the most popular motions submitted to your party website, has still not been added to the agenda. Members' concerns have been ignored and the democratic process sidelined.
Can you speak to the motion?
We have followed all the rules and have been either ignored or been given nonsense reasons. A typo is not a valid reason to ignore the will of the membership.
Can you speak
The
to
only
the
legitimate
motion?
mechanism remaining to us is
Okay.
to ask conference directly that the workers' wage amendment be added to the agenda during the standard order section. If this conference is truly democratic, there is no reason why a topic of an average worker's
Speaker,
wage
can you
should be
speak to
ignored.
the motion? I don't want to cut the phone. I don't want to cut the microphone. I don't want to cut the microphone. Speaker, speaker. Okay, conference. I do want us to have a good conference. It would be helpful going into this afternoon that speakers are reminded to introduce themselves and to speak to the motion.
I'm Joseph Shive. I feel bad because I have spoken before today, so I promise I'll make it good.
Joseph, can you please speak to a bit closer?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I forgot to mention I'm a member of Socialist Alternative, and not just because of that, I'm very against the purges of our comrades in Socialist Workers' Party. This, along with the many other mess-ups of the unelected committee who were chosen to run this conference, is why, failing words. What's the motion called?
So, comrade, so you don't actually
It's
have...
why right to recall is so important. Without right to recall, we end up with unelected committee members making decisions to suppress motions, such as the motion on workers' wage, and we end up with officials making transphobic comments and calling for the army to be called in to suppress striking workers. How disgraceful is that? With no procedure whatsoever to remove them from the party. Thankfully, two of them decided to remove themselves.
I'm sorry, comrade, you're not really speaking to the motion. Could you please speak to the motion?
I'm speaking to why the right to recall is so important. Because we end up with elected officials.
Is it possible not to shout at me? Is that
Beg
all
your
right?
pardon? Sorry, I didn't
Thank
hear.
you very much. Thank you.
No, what did you say? I didn't hear.
I
Sorry.
said, could you please stop shouting at me?
So I didn't mean to shout at
Thank
you.
you.
It was just to be
Thank
heard.
you.
This is why the right of recall is so important, because we end up with unelected officials who suppress motions, who cut them up when the suppressing of motions is referenced, and who object to the use of the word transphobia to refer to obviously transphobic behavior, and who object to the use of, who object to any criticism of themselves and to their unelected allies. This is why right of recall is so important. It underpins every aspect of the democracy of our party, and without it, we will not have a party which represents us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Finally, conference, on the leadership model. Conference, you voted option B. You voted for a collective leadership . It was a narrow vote, 51.6%.